Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. Have you ever sat down to create a scrapbook layout and just didn't know how to get started? Today I had a story and a prompt for that story through the Counterfeit Kit Challenge, and I sat down with my kit supplies and I just didn't know where to begin. And finally an idea clicked. So join me as I show you this process, and then I want to hear your stories about what you do when pages just don't seem to be coming together. The story prompt over at the Counterfeit Kit Challenge was to tell about a birthday tradition, and I just completed a birthday slideshow, which I have done for my kids every birthday for years on end, and I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it this year since my daughter turned 19 and wasn't even going to be home, but she actually requested that I do it. So I took a screenshot of me creating the slideshow and I printed it out, and now I'm going through my counterfeit kit. And if you don't know about my kit build, I will link you up to info down below, and up in the corner you can find my kit build video. My kit contains a vast array of supplies this month, but none of them are birthday. So what I'm trying to do first is to find some things that have a festive feel to them without being birthday specific. So I find some tickets that are in bright cheery colors. I pull out some sequins in gold and some sparkly pink. And now she's not a pink kid, but it's got a festive feel to it. I found an alpha set in my kit that has definitely a fun and festive feel, and now I'm trying to figure out papers. That black paper has bright colorful stripes on it, and the black kind of goes along with the photo that has some black trim around it, but I'm just not sure. So I pull out another stack and this paper. I made this paper myself, and if you haven't seen that video, I will link you up to that as well. Now, what do paintbrushes have to do with a birthday slideshow? That's what I'm sitting here staring at going, I want to use this paper, but it doesn't make sense. In the meantime, I'm kind of picking up other elements. I found a cell phone because my daughter was going to be off with friends, and she wanted me to make the slideshow portable so that she could take it with her. So that kind of played into the tech aspect of this. I found some homey icons, a car icon, all kind of representing things that were happening for her birthday. I created the title, and then an idea struck. Paint the town red. That is often a saying that goes along with big celebrations. And this time I'm twisting it to say, in my journaling, she's not going to paint the town red because a lot of her plans were getting really simplified due to complicated schedules. So that is how I'm going to make this paintbrush paper work for my story. Now, I had a lot of complicated ideas about how I wanted to layer all this together, and I ended up putting everything down on a plain piece of white cardstock. I cut out part of that black striped paper, and I'm just going to let it peek through at an angle in the background to my paintbrush paper. And that solid cardstock background is going to help me be able to put this paintbrush paper at an angle so that I can just trim off any excess edges hanging over that 12 by 12 footprint that we're leaning towards in our scrapbook pages. And because it is white, it will blend in with the white of the background of the paintbrush paper because it is offset and a little crooked, and some of that paper will show. Okay, big explanation over. Let's move on. Next up is figuring out where I wanted my title to go. This page is already getting kind of busy. At first I put the title up there, and I think, no, that's obscuring the paintbrushes too much, and I really like that paper, so I really want it to show. And I'm going to end up moving my title down there below the photo, and luckily I'll add some embellishments around that title so that it'll kind of do double duty down there at the bottom. I do have quite a few embellishments that I want to add, including the number 19 in the same font as my title. I did pull in some of those tickets, but not big chunks of them, so that their colors aren't glaring against the more muted colors of the paintbrush paper. I am just going to create a typical 3 clusters of embellishments, one around my title, one off to the side of the photo, and one up higher. Normally I would try to get my journaling within that visual triangle of those 3 clusters, but it's not going to work out this time, and that's okay. Sometimes you kind of bend a few of those graphic design rules for what is going on your layout. And then I had a couple of little scraps of paper that had some hearts on them, so I'm going to use those as well because they make make great little grounding strips for other elements on the page. Let's see, what am I doing? Oh yes, next up I'm adding a few of these clouds because her birthday is in February. We've had times where we've gotten snowed out and haven't been able to do birthday parties. So that lends into some of the journaling I'm going to tell. So all the embellishments kind of make a little sense towards what I'm going to write up in the journaling. I did lay a piece of scratch over my elements there so that I wouldn't stamp over them, and then I got it offset a little bit. That's okay, I'll hide that little gap with some embellishments. And here is what I like to do when I'm adding sequins to make them look random. I really make them random, so I just sprinkle them on. Yes, I will move things that like overlap other things oddly, like if a sequin lands on her face or something like that, I will move those. But in general, I just kind of glue them down where they lay. I'm adding in some more black enamel dots to play in a little bit more with some of the other black elements on there, both the matting of the photo and the background and the little black car that I've added. And then I'm getting just a few of these peachy sequins in there because they go with one of those paintbrushes, and I think that will wrap up all of the embellishing. That means it is time to take a look at the completed layout, so I'll give you a little bit of a close-up of those embellishment clusters and how the sequins ended up. So there you go. That is how I got through this scrapbook layout process. I'm pretty happy with the results in the end, and I don't mind creating layouts that don't use very themed products. So that wasn't an issue for me. The issue was just knowing how to get started, and finding a key moment in the process helped me move forward. So how about you? How do you move forward when you're feeling stuck? I'd love to hear your comments. I'll be back soon with more crafty videos for you, and until then, have an artful day.